Hey, it's Mike from the Run Testers. I'm with Nick. Tom is down there somewhere.
Tom's lurking in the dark.
We are in the darkness at Battersea Park. We are about to take on the RunThrough 10k Battersea Park. Chase the moon, isn't it?
Chase Santa, isn't it?
Chase Santa, I think.
Yeah.
We are going to be testing a bunch of kit. I'm going to be testing the Asics Magic Speed 2. I have race tested the original. Obviously, there's quite a few changes in terms of what we're getting here. There's a bigger carbon plate in here. There's a different drop. There's different midsole foam in here as well. I've done plenty of just kind of general runs with them, indoor and outdoors, and now I'm going to see how it gets on. I did find the first one pretty firm. I did like it at that kind of race pace, but I think it definitely was a little bit on the firm side. So I'm looking forward to see how the Magic Speed 2 kind of performs tonight. Elsewhere, I am testing. I was going to test the Polar Ignite 3. Unfortunately, I can't because the battery there's not enough battery enough for me to even start a workout.
Won't let him start.
Won't let me start it. So I have got the Garmin Marq Athlete on, so I'll test the multi-band mode in there, see how the battery handles up from that point of view. Nick, what are you going to be testing?
Well, I can't talk about shoes. Shoes are under embargo, so I can't talk about that. That's the same for Tom, actually.
Top secret.
But I am going to be testing the Stryd pod and running on power tonight. I've got a power prediction from the Stryd app after using it for the last few weeks. I'm going to try and hit. Well, it's quite dark. I'm mainly going to be testing my nerve because I really don't like the dark, and I'm going to be running here. And the shoes, let's say I'm using, are not necessarily the most stable, but will be interesting. And then I'm also, along with the Stryd pod, which I'm going to test on the power, I'm also going to be testing the Ola Dance open ear headphones, which are really, interesting headphones. They sit on top of the ear, and I'm going to be using those tonight to listen to my podcast or music, depending on what I decide to go for. But yeah, mostly it's going to be about the Stryd, really.
Yeah, I headphones also. I've got the Shokz OpenRun Mini. That's it. Yeah, OpenRun Pro Mini as well. So I'll be trying those out as well. And yeah, Tom is here racing as well.
Show you, Tom?
We'll show you, Tom.
Hi there. Can't talk. Secret.
Secret. Tom's had a couple of Baileys. It's Christmas. But yeah, we'll catch up with you some more later afterwards.
So there you go. Yeah, we'll catch up with you and tell you how we get on in the race and how we got on with our kit. So see you in a bit. Bye. Right, okay, Battersea 10k, Chase the Moon, glow in the dark medal.
Chase Santa. Is it Chase the Moon?
Chase the Moon, Chase the Santa.
Chase the
Santa around. Yeah, we've done it. How was it, Nick? How did you find it?
Oh, weird. I don't like running at night down Battersea Park. I kind of went out and then I got up the edge, put on a podcast, tempoed it a bit, put on some music, and it was really aggressive. It's too much. Put on some Phoebe Bridgers and jogged it in. No, I ran like 33:50 something.
Yeah.
The lad ahead was a minute ahead. Lad behind was a fair bit behind. So kind of ended up being a good hard effort, an honest effort. But
yeah,
I'm not really ashamed. I don't know, man. I can't do this night running. So on a track, I can run at night. I think, but. This get eerie. It's too eerie. Anyway, how about you?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I have done these kind of night races, but I think it was well lit, I say generally, but I have done races where there have been a lot better, and I felt more comfortable going a little bit kind of harder. I did 43 something, so a lot slower than Nick, but I was happy with that. I haven't really run at that kind of 10k pace for a while, so this is kind of getting me back into kind of where I need to be, really.
Tom ran well.
Tom
would have PB'd if he hadn't had to cough the last 5K. He was only about 12 seconds of it. He ran 38:30. It was almost He's 12 seconds off his peak, but he's in the pub now, by the way. He can't bother to come and do this.
Yeah, in terms of testing stuff, so obviously I was in the Magic Speed too, and I have raced in the original Magic Speed. I run a lot in the Magic Speed. Now, I think my kind of overriding feeling with the first one is that it's definitely on the firm side, but I did think when I raced in it, it worked pretty nice. I think it had quite a nice kind of snappy, kind of responsive feel. I think in this shoe, there's obviously more, you can feel that cushion a bit more, there's definitely more there. It felt a little bit softer. I definitely think I definitely felt it a little bit more on my calves when I was kind of going round. I don't know if it was as snappy as the Magic Speed. I think also I've been back in the Mach 5 recently as well, and I don't know how well it kind of compared with that for me personally. I mean, it got me through pretty nicely. It felt really comfortable. The outsole now, Asics has changed the outsole to pretty much what we get on the Magic Speed Sky Plus and Edge Plus, and round the corners it felt brilliant. Like the grip is great, and it is a little bit wet. There was a lot of kind of wet leaves around as well. So for me, from that point of view, but yeah, it felt. I mean, I want to do kind of one last kind of bigger run in it to kind of really have a kind of good say in it. At the moment, I'm feeling like as a kind of daily training, how it compares to those other speedy kind of daily trainers like the Speed and the Mach 5. I'm not sure at the moment if I would pick it yet for kind of my training and maybe potentially using it for racing, but it was okay, and it definitely felt a lot more comfortable to run in than the original Magic Speed. In terms of other stuff, as I say, Polar Ignite 3, couldn't get that going because the battery.
I had mine on, Mike.
But how did you get on with yours, Nick?
I tapped it 4 times to start the race. It never started, so the touchscreen just doesn't work. You're in a race. It needs to work. And your touchscreen start is always a bit dodgy. I messed up both watches today, so that's pretty impressive. But the Ignite actually never started, so I have nothing to show from it. I did hit my step goal during the race, unrelated to the timing. Where I had the same problem with the Apple Watch starting the Stryd app, because my fingers were a bit cold. I put gloves on afterwards, and so I started that about 20 seconds late. Which is interesting. So I started 20 seconds late, so I already run a fair bit, and the Stryd still came in well over 10k. It's calibrated, it's under, I put it, the shoes I was wearing, can't talk about them, but they have weird offset laces, which doesn't help, but you can't really use distance on the Stryd. I think it's like, you're now using it with watches that are better on distance. But the power thing was quite interesting. I had the little graph to try and stick to, and I think if I'd been pushing a bit harder, it would have been more or less spot on, actually, the power estimate it'd given me to aim for. So you can use that. It's quite interesting. It's obviously worked it out quite well from a couple of weeks of fairly mixed training while I'm chilling out a bit. But so I think that is quite useful. But all these watches do power now, and you can probably, they're not as smart as Stryd, and they don't give you recommendations, but yeah, the distance thing is just, if I was using Stryd, I'd probably hook it up to an app like Work Outdoors or something else where you take the power from it, but not the distance. But then if you're using those, you can't feed that data into the Stryd app. It's very hard to, so you want the training analysis from the Stryd app and the critical power rating and that. But actually racing on power would have been fine today if I hadn't basically bottled it because it was a bit dark. And the first couple laps were okay, yeah.
And before we get into headphones, we'll just quickly, on the watch front, I had the Marq Athlete, and actually it was very, very good. I had it in the multi-band mode. I think personally what I'm feeling is I probably will go back to the Epics because I kind of prefer the kind of smaller kind of form factor. But from an accuracy point of view, it seemed pretty spot on in terms of the route and in terms of the GPS coverage. I'll kind of have a look through in terms of what the track said, but in terms of what I saw and what in the race, it seemed pretty good.
I've taken over holding.
Cool, because my hand is weak. But we also tested some headphones. I mean, to be honest, I had the Shokz OpenRun Pro Mini. I've been testing them quite a bit. I haven't raced in them. Personally, I don't see a massive difference in terms of the fit, but they felt pretty good. The sound profile feels very similar, and I think if you want a slightly better fit with that same kind of OpenRun Pro sound, then that's kind of what you're going to get, really.
I don't know if it changed much of those, but they fit under a headband better because they're associated, which is definitely very good. I had the Ola Dance. Hold this, Mike, I'll get them now. Yeah. Hold the phone again, I'll grab them. Sorry, Mike, you're on phone. I had these. I'll show you these because I can show you them because it's not my phone we're using. But yeah, they sit on the ear like that. I'm going to do a full review. I think they're really, really good. You can pop music, like these are the only open headphones I've used where I've just used them at work because the music quality is really good. It's still not as good as in-ear, but actually it's better than a lot of bad in-ear headphones. They're really expensive, they're £200, which is a bit dodgy, but like the controls actually worked quite well considering I couldn't get a watch to start. Like I say, I had a podcast on for the first bit because I was trying to just get around. I was trying to get around. I was running hard, but I was trying. I just wasn't really feeling it today, even though it felt very fast because when you're running at night. So I had a podcast on for a bit, and I put some music on, and yeah, it's really good, full sound. Nice and motivational. Too motivational, too scary tales. Music on in the dark. So put on some indie. But I think they're really good headphones. The only thing is they're really expensive. So we'll do it for review, but I think if you want open headphones, these are the best sounding ones I've come across, and then you tested some good ones as well. We haven't
Yeah.
tested the Bose ones.
No.
But yeah, they're really good tonight. Yeah, I don't know. It depends what you think. Is it a bit weird for a guy to look like that? I don't know. How
You
you
look a
feel
bit
about
weird,
that?
Nick. I think you should take those off. We're
Sure.
getting looks.
Well, you can pop them under a headband, you'll be pleased to know. So I've done that before as well. But yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Cool.
Nothing else really.
There you go. So that is, I think that's all the kit we have tested. We have got some other kit that we cannot talk about yet.
Oh, so exciting!
Woo!
Vargo shoes.
Yeah, but you will hear about that soon from
It's all the shoes
all
you'd
of us.
expect.
From
Yeah.
all of us. So yeah, stay tuned for that. There you go. That is our chase the Santa around
Chase the Santa.
under the moon.
Tom's the pub. He's ordered
Battersea Park
drinks.
10k. As always, like and subscribe, hit that little bell to find out about our latest videos. And yeah, we'll see you for the next Run Testers video. See ya.